So I'm going to choose finding the intercepts and the rate of change given a graph of a linear function. Okay, so I think this deserves a little bit of an explanation. So you see the line, you see the graph, you see on the x-axis we have time in minutes, and the amount of candy in pounds is on the y-axis. And then you have to choose a statement that fits the scenario. So at a candy factory, a machine is putting candy into a container. So imagine that. The graph shows the amount of candy in pounds in the container versus time in minutes. So choose the statement that best describes how the time and the amount of candy are related. So if you look down here at the time in minutes, as I move along, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes, what's happening with the amount of candy in pounds? It's rising. So as we move to the right, I'll draw a little arrow. As we move to the right in time, so we also move up. I'm just going to pick just some of this area, okay? So we're rising, all right? So if you look here, it says the graph passes through the point 0, 60. So there is a y-intercept, okay? So the first question says, at what rate is the candy, the amount of candy decreasing? And then you have to decide if, as time increases, the amount of candy in the container increases. So I definitely can tell that it's increasing. Okay. So you pick 2 points on the line, and then you're going to figure out how much it's increasing by. So for the first minute, and I'm right down here, just put a little dot there, it's easier. So for the first minute, the amount of candy in the container increases 200 minus 160, which is 40 pounds. The graph is a line, so the rate does not change. Okay, so that means no matter what, if I go over, I go up the same amount. And what do I mean by that? So from this dot to this dot is 40. From this one to this one, the rate stays the same. Doesn't change. 40 pounds, okay? So each minute, it increases 40 pounds, okay? So then it says, find the amount of candy in the container at 0 minutes. Well, as you can see, at 0 minutes, there's 160 pounds of candy. So that's what we start with, okay? So there you go. Now, I'm going to try a different question. All right, so a machine at a bakery is pouring out flour. The graph shows the amount of flour in grams in the machine versus time in minutes. So you can tell that as time increases down here, what is happening to the flour? It's going down, which means it's decreasing. So it's going this way. Think of it as going down steps. Okay, you're decreasing a certain height when you go down steps. Okay. 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 So, at what time does the flour in the machine reach 0 grams? Well, you can see right here that at 0 grams, it's at 3 minutes. So you just type in 3. And then as time increases, and I'm going to choose the best statement. As time increases, the amount of flour in the machine decreases. And that's true. So we're going to choose that one. And then what is the amount that it decreases each minute? So I see right here is a little crosshair. So I'm going to go down from 6:30 to 4:20, and I would definitely use a calculator for that. So 6:30 minus 4:20 is 210. So each minute, the amount of the amount of grams per minute that is lost is 210. And you can check another one. So if I go from 4:20 down to, nope, perfect crosshair right here. So from 4:20 to 2:10 would be another 210, because 210 plus 210 is 420. So it definitely is 210. So 210 grams per minute. Okay. Let's try one more. Okay, so we see that already this is a decreasing kind of function. So as time increases, the amount of the water in the aquarium decreases. We just need to find out how much. So this one looks a lot simpler, because as I go down over here from 480 to 420, and then I do it again, it's a perfect crosshair. Sorry, it's not the most perfect line. And that's 60. So that's also called the slope. So every minute, the amount of water that's lost when Raina is draining the aquarium is 60 liters per minute. Okay, and then what is the amount of water in the aquarium at 0 minutes? At 0 minutes, there's 400. So if you just look up here, so at 0, I just draw a line straight up. There's 480. That's also called the y-intercept. Okay. You just look at the graph and you notice what you see. And sometimes it's really obvious. Okay. So again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.